Shruti Sharma grew up under the immense weight of a musical legacy. Her father, Guru Nabin Sharma, is a revered master of the Hindustani classical violin, known for his uncompromising standards. Behind closed doors, Shruti rehearses a lively Indo-Western fusion piece. She blends her violin with a flute, tabla, and keyboard, building toward an energetic crescendo. The band is preparing for a public concert, and her bandmates are pressuring her to invite her father to witness the performance. To Nabin, music is a sacred discipline. He is a purist who believes that classical Hindustani music, governed by strict ragas, is the only form of art a serious musician should pursue. This diagram compares the two worlds. On one side is the disciplined structure of a traditional raga. On the other, the overlapping nodes of a fusion orchestra. Nabin views the act of playing Western-style melodies on a violin as a desecration of the instrument's heritage. Shruti is caught in the middle. She has to decide if she can forge a modern identity without breaking her family's deep-rooted connection to their past. Her bandmates, Iqbal and Avinash, urge Shruti to bite the bullet. They believe that if she simply tells him the truth, he will have no choice but to listen. Shruti eventually finds the courage to approach Nabin, nervously revealing the details of the fusion concert. Nabin's rejection is immediate. He refuses to consider attending the performance, dismissing the entire project as a waste of her training. He warns her that by joining an orchestra, she is choosing to drown her individual talent in a hubbub of noise. To preserve her father's respect and the peace at home, Shruti makes a choice. She will attend one final rehearsal and then quit the band. The next day at Iqbal's house, Shruti unpacks her violin for what she believes will be her last practice session. The playwright uses a technique called an aside to let us into Shruti's thoughts. While the other characters continue their actions, Shruti speaks directly to the audience, revealing her plan to leave the group. Her internal monologue is interrupted when Nabin and her mother, Leela, unexpectedly walk into the room. The script now shifts to mime, all dialogue and music cut out, leaving a silent sequence that focuses entirely on Nabin's face as he watches his daughter play the fusion piece. Instead of the anger Shruti expected, Nabin appears captivated. He stays until the end, deeply moved by the performance. The music Nabin once called noise is what finally managed to reach him. After the rehearsal, Nabin warmly congratulates Shruti, reversing his previous stance and validating her work. Leela steps in to remind Nabin of a history he seems to have forgotten, a time when his own musical choices were seen as a betrayal. This timeline tracks the evolution of the violin in India. During the era of Nabin's father, the violin was viewed as a foreign Western intrusion, not a traditional instrument. Nabin's father was a classical vocalist who fought against his son's choice to play the violin. Nabin had to work his fingers to the bone to prove the instrument had a place in their culture. Nabin's fear for Shruti was a reflection of the same anxiety his father felt decades ago, a repeating cycle of generational worry over the definition of proper art. Confronted with his own past, Nabin admits that he underestimated the adaptability of their music. He tells Shruti, "Each bay, its own wind." Accepting her path as a musician does not have to be a copy of his own. By standing her ground, Shruti earns her father's blessing while keeping her place in the band. The classical standards Nabin fought to protect were once the radical experiments his father opposed. Shruti's fusion group is the next chapter in that evolution, turning today's new melodies into the roots for the next generation.